Hey YouTube, how you guys doing today? Kevin here coming back at you. So still working on the Andrew bike build here. Getting there slowly but surely. We got some stuff we're going to be doing. I need to have it welded, but I built the top motor mount. So let me show you this how it's going to go. Here's the top clamp piece right here, made out of that piece of stock I showed you. This fits right on here like so. And then this piece goes up underneath here where it would factory mount, and it's gonna be sitting just like that. So I got that all set. I just got to go have those two things welded up, two spots, and then that part is all done. So the bike is coming along fairly quickly, fairly well. I want to see if I can get that oil line pushed back onto the what do you call it there, the nipple where it goes, and then see if we can get some what do you call it there, a flow to it. So let's crack a lacking. Okay, sorry about the super intense light. I want to show you guys a little trick that I use when you're taking off old hoses so you guys don't ruin your tanks. Sometimes you get a tank when the tank is hard to get, it's a rare tank, and you're trying to get that off and then you can't get it off. So let me show you guys what I do. Okay, first thing you got to do with these things is you got to take that clamp off. This whole hose is old and decrepit. Alright, so let's take that right off there. I'm going to take a razor blade. I'm going to go into it a few times. Use my fingernail to pull it back. And that's how you take it off. If you go to twist it off, you could actually twist the nipple right off the oil tank. And then the oil tank is useless. Okay, so there's that part right there. And now I'm going to put this oil line on. So I measure up how much I want of it. This hose is very hard to cut. Okay, look at that, I cut it at an angle. I did that on purpose. All you need to cut a hose, measure out how much you want of it, and just use a pair of side cutters. Now you get a nice tight fit. Now this hose is kind of hard and doesn't really want to go on. And if I put it on, I'm going to force it and I could break the nipple. I'm going to show you guys another trick that I use. Okay, so one of the things that I use is a heat gun to soften up the tube, and some WD-40 to spray on the nipple. So I'm going to take the heat gun, turn it on, make sure it's on high. There it goes. I'm going to heat up the hose. Not a whole lot, just enough to soften it. And once it gets soft, it'll slide right on there. Now I gotta do that to the other side because where it goes onto the oil. Now when this thing cools down, it's gonna contract and then it's gonna be really tight. You don't even need a clamp on this side. All right, I'm gonna go do it to the other side real quick. Hang tight. WD-40. Slide the hose up the barb. onto the other side where it goes. Okay, yep. Now I'm all the way on this side. Okay. So the hose fits on there nicely. That clamp down bottom there like that. And now we have the 2-stroke oil line is connected. And then you take this off. And we're going to go fill it up with some 2-stroke oil. Got the 2-stroke oil. I am using Yamalube. Can't even get that in there. Hold on. 1 second. Okay. Shoot, made a mess. Okay. Got about 1/4 of a tank in there now. Alright. Now you see how there's no oil in the line, even though I put oil in the tank? I'm going to show you why. You keep your cap off. This is very important on these little bikes. Alright, so what you're going to do is there's no oil in the line right now. So you're going to pop your cap off your air filter, bring it down, take an 8mm wrench, and crack this loose. Now the oil's flowing right to it. I do until I leak it out. So right now oil's going through the entire system right now, and it's getting the burping out and all the air's coming out. It's starting to get wet around the end. And that, my friends, is how you bleed an oil pump. Now the oil is in the line and it is charged. It's in charge, ladies and gentlemen. That's the bottom line. Okay, so first things first. Underneath there's that drain plug. We got to make sure it's tight. Help if I had the right size socket on it. I'll be right back. Alright, so I tightened up the bottom plug. Now I'm going to take this plug out by the Kickstarter. Here's your Kickstarter plug. Now this plug right here is found on the Kawasaki's, the Hondas, everything. Next to your Kickstarter is this little plug right here. This plug is a nut style nut. It doesn't match the other screws. This is your oil level. Okay, so when you pull this out and the bike is level, oil should be coming out of that. So if I tip the bike up, you're going to see no oil because the engine was shipped with no oil in it. So I'm going to take this off and I'm going to stick 10W30 in there until it comes out that hole. When it comes out that hole, I know I'm filled. Got the oil. And I'm going to tell you, it's not going to take a whole lot of oil either. So keep that in mind. Throw a rag down. Level it like this. Oh, I'm making a mess. I completely missed that hole. Okay, oil's coming up the bottom. I'll put the plug in. Don't go crazy over tightening this thing. You just have to snug it. It's not one of those bolts that get wound right down. Then you put your plug back on. And it's full of oil. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do about, let's see. I don't know what I'm going to do about the, what do you call it there, Kickstarter. It fits on there, but it hits over here. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do about the Kickstarter. I'm going to have to probably bend Kickstarter out more. Because it hits that bolt right there. But I think it will clear everything. Yeah, it will clear everything else. It just hits that bolt. So, yeah, I think that's what I'll have to do. I'll have to bend, put a little bend in it right here. And then, what do you call it there? That'll clear it. Because I'm just hitting it. I wonder if I can just grind some of that off. You know what I mean? We'll see. Alright, so I grinded it down a little bit. And now I got, let's see here. I can kick it right over. So that's a good thing. So we got that squared away. Whew, guys, we are killing it, huh? Alright, so we got a couple more things to do, and then I'm going to call it quits for the night. So, let me see if I can finagle with this bottom mount right here, that's in there, to get that out and put the spacer in there. Alright, so I've got all the motor mounts in. We've got the top spacer here, washer, nut, and there's nuts on the other side. Down bottom there is a spacer that goes all the way across right here, and the reason for that is because we took these two right here, these two bolts were actually bolted back here. We moved it forward. We didn't want to drill any holes, so that's the factory hole in the frame, and this thing is not going anywhere. Okay, so it's a solid mount. Now what we did was we fabricated the front mount, and then we just have to weld that together. Once that's all done, this thing is pretty slick. We're going to have to drop that back down to put the chain on, but it's not too bad. So, because there's very tight tolerances. So if you have to take this side cover off, you got to take down the foot pegs. Other than that, that's really the only pain in the neck about it. So then, where are we at? So now we have to weld up the front mount. Once the front mount is done, then we can start on fabricating the exhaust system. That's really not going to be that bad of a deal. So we're just going to keep trucking along at it, you know what I mean? Okay, so we got the fuel tank here. This one's all set inside. Nice tank, real clean. It's got all the grommets and all the mounts. And the same thing with the back part of it. Really good seat. Good. We got good mounts there. Okay. Took it off its kickstand. Is that the bolt? No, that is the incorrect bolt. So I gotta go find the factory bolt. Oh, it's right here. Okay, so I got the factory bolt that goes to that. And I need to get the nut and the lock washer that go on the back side of that. And then that will take care of the seat part of it. The tank part of it. Here's the seat. Looks like the seat's just going to clamp in like that up underneath there. So I got to tighten up that tank first, and then I can put the seat on. Oh, the seat's really clamped in there, huh? Wow. Okay. All right. So I tightened down the tank bolt in the back, got the seat bolt all tightened down, so this thing ain't going anywhere. So that's the factory seat, guys. Factory seat. So this bike is coming along great. So the whole back of the engine is all bolted down. We've got the front of the engine just to do that mount, and that's going to bolt up underneath with that tank bolt that goes right here. So this will be like that, and then of course we got to run the fuel line over to the other side for the petcock, and then go from there. This thing is coming along excellent, excellent. So we got to do the coil wire. We got to modify the exhaust, but we can't do anything with the exhaust until after we do the whatchamacallit there, until after we get the coil wire on and the main mount, because the pipe is going to come up that side, come on this side to the, excuse me, to the exhaust. So it's going to be a little bit of fabrication, but not bad. So then I have to get a brake cable for the back and adjust all the brakes on this thing, clean it all up, put some tires onto it, and do it to it. So I am very, very happy and pleased with the way this bike is turning out. This is a Kawasaki, was this be the MT150cc or the KDX V50. But yeah, it's coming along good. I'm very happy with it. Very, very happy with it. He's going to love the heck out of this bike. And we got to put a chain on it. So that's where we're at for now, guys. Thank you for watching. Oh, one more thing. Hold on. I'll have to show you guys this in the hallway because you can barely see it. This test light right here, you might notice it has this big, nice, heavy-duty lead. It's not just a test light. It's got a circuit board in it. And it changes from 4 volts all the way up to 19. And see that little display right there? When you touch onto it, you can see what your voltage is. I'm going to do a video on showing you guys this thing. It's really, really cool. And you'll be able to check your charging system on your 6-volt KE100s. This is made by Snap-on, but Harbor Freight has them as well for a lot cheaper. This is a pretty cool tool to have in your arsenal of tools, because you can check grounds with it. You can see what you're getting for ground. It lights up green for ground, red for positive, and it's a really heavy-duty, ergonomically designed handle test light. And not only does it light up, it also tells you what your voltage is, and that is huge. So that's my tool of the day right there. I wanted to show you guys. So we're going to quit on this for right now. We're going to go put it away for right the moment. So we got the oil done. The oil's primed. It's got some 2-stroke in there. So we got a few more things to do to the bike, but nothing dramatically crazy. All the lights are expected to work on this bike, as well as the CDI ignition and the automatic oiler. Really excited about this, because this bike right here literally puts this bike along with all my other bikes. You know what I mean? So it's right up there with them. So we're going to change a few things on it. We're going to drop down that front fender. We're going to put some spaces in there. Nothing dramatic. We're just going to get 3 little spaces, longer bolts, and put them in there and drop it down 1/4 inch to give us a little bit of spark plug clearance. But as you can see, it does clear the head. So I'm pretty happy with that. It's tight. It's going to rub on the spark plug boot. We don't want that, so we're going to drop that fender down. As far as the engine mount is concerned, I just got to have that top one welded, and then it's already fabricated, already built, and that's it for that. Once that's done, and the longer coil wire, we're golden right there. Then we got to hook up the throttle cable, and so we're going to do a throttle cable. We have to do the fuel line, petcock, coil wire, top engine mount, and exhaust, and this bike is up and running. So, and the front fender drop. So, and the back brake. Other than that, guys, that's it for me. I'm out for right now. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your comments and all the help that you guys give this channel and how you contribute to it. So thank you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.